Hello and welcome
Mhm.
back to Quickies with Angela and Katie.
I'm Angela Dawn of Authentic Heart Coaching. I'm a tantric sex coach and I help individuals and couples rewrite their sexual story.
And I'm Katie Wilkinson of Katie Coaches. I teach women how to design love, relationships, and a life that serves them using pleasure instead of sacrifice.
Ooh, that sounds so beautiful, Katie. I love that. Well, welcome everybody. This is season 5 of our season of play. And today we are deep in the play foundations.
And this episode is one of my favorites because it's permission to stop being polite and performative. So I put on a cute little polite performative outfit.
How ironic. Yeah. So today we're talking about primal sex and sacral laughter. It's really about taking down the mask, making noise, letting the animal out, and letting the goofball out too.
Because so many people are trying to be hot in a very specific, unnatural way in bed. And so in this episode, we're saying, hey, what if the hottest thing you could do is to actually be more real? Because that's what so many of us are hungry for. We want that real connection, that real intimacy, that real vulnerability.
Yes. So we're gonna first off maybe define primal in a way that's not scary because it sounds scary to some people.
Yes, because a lot of us hear primal sex and immediately think that it means like this aggressive, rough, violent animal dominating.
Exactly, right? And primal can include intensity and things like that, but primal doesn't automatically mean rough. Primal is really about being less curated. So, in fact, I was just telling Katie before we started recording this episode, I have a workshop coming up it's going to be in March, late March, and it's called Instinctual Intimacy. And the subtitle is Reawakening Primal Connection. And I actually chose to call the workshop Instinctual Intimacy on purpose because people get a little bit scared off by that word primal. And really, what we're getting at here is a deeper knowing, right? Like an instinctual intelligence that shapes us all, right? So, if you want to explore deeper layers of intimacy and kind of like let go of everyday patterns or, that you might be in, listening to this episode is important. Coming to my instinctual intimacy workshop in March would be a great way to actually get some practice in this. Yes. So that's actually Friday, March 20th. If you are in the greater Washington, Baltimore area and you want to check it out in Annapolis.
What fun. So we're talking about primal meaning less polite, less polished. Maybe this is like your breath intensifies, or you naturally make sounds. Your movements become maybe a little bit more animal-like, like a growl or a whimper, maybe a little nibbles or a grab or a little like pelvic thrust.
Yeah, yeah. So more body led, more instinctual. And it can also be quiet primal, right? Like very slow, hungry, focused energy where your eyes are locked and you're not stuck up in your head. You're not thinking.
And that's important that primal isn't just one aesthetic. It's not any aesthetic at all. It's a nervous system state where there's less thinking, there's more sensing, there's more feeling.
Exactly. And if you're listening and you're like, I don't do primal, I want you to think about this. If you've ever kissed someone and made a little sound without meaning to, that's primal. If you've ever grabbed your partner with kind of an urgency, that's primal. If you've ever gotten turned on by the smell of someone's skin, that's primal too.
Primal is already a part of you naturally.
Exactly. Right? We cover it up with this mask of like how I'm supposed to behave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever experienced anything like that, Katie? I'm sure you have, right? We all have like those moments. I'll tell you what, mine, the way that I'm quote unquote primal is I have an intensity when it comes to sense of smell.
I do
I've had,
I relate to this too.
yeah, I think a lot of people do, especially a lot of women do. And for me, when I'm really in a great relationship, the way my partner smells is so intense and it can just like turn me on like that. And in the same way, if I'm meeting somebody new and I don't like automatically like the way they smell, I can probably pretty safely say the relationship's not going to work.
It's
Yeah.
powerful how much like that particular scent either just immediately it puts your body off, your animal body is just like, nope, this isn't for us. Something feels unsafe. Don't know why. Just like,
Hmm.
that. Oh, oh,
Hmm.
stop.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with particular voices as well. Like you hear just the right
Hmm.
tone at the right time, and you're just like, yes, my whole body is just whoosh, relaxed.
Right. Yeah. So that reaction, that like whole body feeling, knowing reaction, that's the primal, right? That's the instinct.
And it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Hmm.
So let's talk about sound here because sound is one of the fastest pathways into primal.
Yes. Like making noise, sounding takes you out of performing and into expressing.
And a lot of people were trained to be quiet during sex. Others were trained to exaggerate certain pleasure sounds, especially people identifying as women, versus,
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
a lot of men were trained to, that maybe that certain sounds like a natural whimper would make them appear less masculine, and that like the only masculine sex sounds were like the gruff grunts and like this manly effort sound. Like that's just, it's bullshit.
Yeah, but a lot of people are wrapped up in that bullshit, let me tell you, on both sides of the question. And
How
that's
fascinating.
an important reason for this episode. The body naturally makes noise when it's in sensation. So moans and sighs and gasps, or even like little whimpers or growls, like that's not necessarily porn. If you're turning it on, maybe it's porn like, but it's really physiology. And the sort of idea that I want to share is, everybody knows, if you've ever watched tennis played live, right? Like people who are serving that tennis ball, there are some grunts coming out, right? There are some real noise making happening in a heated tennis match. Those tennis players are not doing that for funsies. Like they have practiced making those noises, they have practiced getting there, right? And that noise is helping them with their serve, right? It's part of it, it's physiological. They're going to do a better serve if they let that noise come out when they hit the ball.
And have you ever noticed that when you try, like when you feel kind of the internal noise wanting to happen, but if you try to hold it back, you really do feel less, like it cuts off some of that
Mm-hmm.
sensation,
It
not
does.
being able to just freely express as it happens.
Yeah, it cuts off some of that energy. 100%.
And so the other piece of the equation here is breath. When people get self-conscious, they hold their breath. When they get scared, they hold their breath. When they're trying to be on good behavior, they hold their breath. But the thing is that your breath also affects your anxiety levels. So slow, deep breathing will relax you, as can holding your breath for like just a moment, versus a very quick, rapid breathing causes a stress reaction in the body, as does holding your breath for a very long time. Your body will start to panic about like what's happening. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
get more breath, right? And so this begs the question of like, which came first? Does the anxiety cause the shortness of breath, or does the shortness of breath cause the anxiety? And it is a little of both. Both can cause both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Something I work with my clients on all the time is breathing more, making more sounds, because most people are holding their breath during sex and they're silencing themselves during sex. And if you want to have more instinctual sex, more primal sex, we're talking about messier breathing. And that's a good thing, right? It means your nervous system is allowing energy to move more And Caity, thank you for bringing in how the breath is going to like cue anxiety or not, right? So taking a deeper breath is going to help you to feel less anxious, because then your body knows where that next breath is coming from. It knows its oxygen is coming in. Taking a deeper breath is going to help you have more control over the energy that you're feeling in your body. It's going to help you regulate your nervous system. Sometimes we want to speed our breath up during sex, during tantric sex, for specific reasons, but that's different than not paying any attention to your breath, right? We're talking, in that case, you're using your breath for a certain purpose, the same way a tennis player is using their sound to get more power, right?
Breath as a tool.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So a simple reframe here is when your breathing naturally gets louder, and your sound becomes a lot less polished, a lot less pornified, that's key that you're doing this correctly. It's when it's completely natural and it just happens on its own that it's intensifying. You feel that inner movement.
Yes, right. So we're talking about getting back to what is natural in the body instead of what's contrived, right? And now we're going to talk about something called sacral laughter. This is a very misunderstood moment in sex, right? Like laughing can be part of the turn on, but that's not always what happens.
Yes. So people think that if somebody laughs during sex, that the vibe is somehow ruined. But laughing, like any vocalization, can be this release of energy, this movement of energy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so when the body has a lot of sensation happening, whether that's pleasure or intensity or nerves or vulnerability, sometimes that releases with laughter.
This can be a nervous laughter. It can also be a joyful laughter. It can be a we're having fun together. This is so great and connected, like affirmation laughter. There are so many different flavors of laughing in sex.
Right. And having a laugh in there doesn't have to take you out of arousal. Like it can actually deepen safety, which then deepens arousal.
Especially for women, because the nervous system goes, oh, this is safe. We can be real here. We can let our guard down here. Any danger has passed here. We're already having fun. This is already easy. And side note here, if one person laughs and the other person feels rejected, it's okay to name that in the moment. It's okay to say,
Hmm.
is that laughter because you're uncomfortable or because you're enjoying this or something else? That one sentence can save so many moments. Just to clarify what's
Oh,
happening here.
yeah. I'm gonna butt in and like just say I'm so glad you brought that up, right? So a lot of people notice their partner making noise during sex um or laughing, and they make assumptions about what it means. So just ask, because in all likelihood, it probably isn't negative. It
You're
probably isn't.
having a good release there. In general, I'm
Mhm.
game for laughter in bed. I love the feeling of connection that comes with it. And I mean, I think I'm hilarious in general. And like sex is such a vulnerable space that it's nice to just both feel our guards coming down and like we're playing together. We say all the time, sex is play for adults, right? And like,
Mhm.
obviously, passionate sex is great too. But I like to anchor in that mutual fun and connected space. And it's
Mm.
like, it's not something that I necessarily plan for. It kind of just happens naturally to me that I'll start cracking jokes. I know I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. One of my favorite memories was partner takes his shirt off for the first time, very, very hairy. And I didn't even plan this, but right through me, from Austin Powers, that scene of like, oh, he's hairy, like animal. And it was nice because it was like that kind of loosened the tension because it was our first time taking our clothes off together. And like he laughed, I laughed a little bit harder, but he was a good sport about it. But it's like that kind of just energy, that playfulness. Another story that I love, this wasn't me, this was one of my friends, but he was going down on a partner and started doing the waka 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 from Pac-Man.
Oh my God.
I think it's hilarious. I feel like most otherwise could be awkward situations can be softened with humor, and that includes awkward
Hmm.
situations in bed. Plus,
Hmm.
really good belly laugh is a lot like an orgasm, and you can Google this because I did to confirm it. They share a lot of physical
Mm,
and psychological effects, like relaxing the nervous system and relaxing your muscles and releasing endorphins and dopamine and reducing stress hormones and increasing feelings of trust and of intimacy. And they're both these involuntary reactions that are built into our system. So, like, laughing in bed actually is good for you, it is pleasurable.
yes. Yes, 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 yes. The physiological and psychological pros of laughing in bed. I love that. And I want to take it a step further and talk about like kind of like the tantric aspect of laughter, right? So if everybody just kind of thinks about kids playing, right? Children will laugh without any reason to laugh. It's this sort of innocent and spontaneous laughter. And we can actually tap into that as adults. However, we are conditioned, especially around sex, to think of sex as this like serious thing, and it might be shutting off our natural expression. So laughing can help kind of unleash that pent up energy that's in the body, right? And it is really good medicine, as Katie brought up. And natural laughter, and I do want to distinguish that from what I would call nervous laughter. Sometimes there is laughter that happens because you're not feeling comfortable. And that's good to have a conversation about 100%. But if you're just talking about like natural laughter, like a child would have, that is an expression of the sacral chakra. So that's the tantric aspect that I want to bring up. I'm just going to take a sip of water here because I got a little throat tickle.
Very cool to hear the tantric perspective here. All right. So,
So, oh, I had more.
oh,
I just couldn't finish.
okay, please continue.
Yeah. As I laugh. Um, so if you can laugh from your belly or your sacral chakra, it helps you to open up and expand. So you've heard me talk about Tantra helping people become multi-orgasmic. This is only possible when energy moves and flows freely through the body.
Taking another pausing break here. Got a lot of energy moving.
It's all you. You're going to take over.
All right. Just to clear here, is there more to say on Tantra before I get excited and go off in a different direction?
No, you can go off in another direction. I'm getting a cough drop too because clearly I've got something going on. I mean, we're in the middle of the cold season, so.
And this is a very oral.
But we were going to play a game. Do you want to do the game?
Yeah,
It's a
let's
good time for the game.
get into the game here.
Okay.
We have some practices to share with everybody, but we want to start with this game.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves it when we act like goofballs, right, Katie? So I do have this game. So this is a sound making game. And I have just taken the cards from this sound game. And Katie, I'm going to hold up a card and I'm not going to look at the card. So hopefully I can manage to show you this card without looking at it. And I'm going to have you make the noise. And then I'm going to guess what the noise is supposed to be. Are you prepared for this?
You do it.
This challenge. Okay. All right.
Don't like my card.
I'm not looking. You don't like it? You want to veto it?
I'm gonna have
I can give you
doing this without turning it into a game of charades too. But
All right.
let me get
Just noise.
No, I want to try the first one first. This one's way worse.
Okay.
Okay, so the first
All
one.
right.
And this is me actively withholding my hands from doing the movement I very much want to do.
I'm a little bit afraid that Zoom is censoring us.
Is it censoring?
I can't hear your sound.
Oh, how not sexy. Okay. Let's try that again. Can you hear that?
Yeah. No, Zoom is censoring us.
That's so sad. Okay, give me another card. Let's try another one.
Okay, let's try another one. Can you read that one?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you're a sheep.
The first a volcano and I was trying to like mimic the eruption explosion sound. And clearly it did not
I
work.
was like, I'm pretty sure the sound that came out. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna try one. I'm
Okay.
gonna try one and see it. Let's see if Zoom censors me.
I'm assuming it's hissing. I can't hear it, but I'm guessing from your mouth.
Okay, watch this. Yes.
Yes, I can hear that. Yes. Was it
So
hissing?
what am I?
A snake?
You got it.
It was
You
either
got it.
maybe
All
that or
right.
somebody made a very small hole in a balloon and it's
Well, yeah, so that'll loosen you up playing that game, but I had to change the sound settings for you to be able to hear my hiss.
Tries this at home. Don't do it on Zoom.
Yeah, don't do it on Zoom. It's called That Sound Game. I just thought that would be a fun way to loosen up because we're about to talk about a game called Ugly Sex Noises.
I love the name of
And
it.
I thought maybe we should start with like snakes and sheep before we get into ugly sex noises. So to
Literally
play the ugly sex,
saying primal doesn't just mean animalistic, and here we are doing animal noises.
well, that's a little bit safer than ugly sex noises on Zoom. But yeah, so to play the ugly sex noises game, you set a timer for 30 seconds. One person goes first, and you exaggerate your sounds. So, like, make them bigger or weirder or more ridiculous. It could be a moan, a growl, a pant, a whimper, whatever comes out.
And so the listener's job here is do not judge. You're breathing, you're receiving, you're maybe even trying to mirror these sounds.
And then you switch. And yes, you will probably laugh. And that's the point. And actually, this game reminds me of When Harry Met Sally, that famous orgasm scene, I'll have what she's having. Katie, I think Zoom is censoring you even when you're talking.
This is extremely offensive.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to pull this off and we won't have to re-record. But apologies to everyone.
Hearing all kinds of here. Frustration noises.
Yeah, so another game that you could play to kind of like get loosened up and used to making more sounds is um, one sound you've been holding back. So pick a sound that pick a sound you've been holding back in sex with your partner, just, one sound.
And then maybe that's a little sigh, maybe it's like an or a little whimper, but something that you tend to hold back when that sound naturally wants to come out. Maybe it's even saying your partner's name in sex.
Yeah, and just try it the next time you're turned on. So letting that sound come out once and then noticing, like, did your body relax? Did your arousal increase? Did you feel more present? So the first game, the ugly sex noises game, is like literally, hey, let's play ugly sex noises. And like you each make a noise, right? But that one sound you've been holding back is maybe more of like an agreement between the two of you. Okay. Like tonight when we get it on, I'm going to make one sound I've been holding back. Right.
This one's also a little gentler. You're not trying to exaggerate the sounds. You're just like, let me just let this new one out.
Yeah. Another practice you can do is called the primal permission phrase, right? So this kind of goes along with the last one too. You can just say to your partner, tonight we're not performing, we're playing. Or something like, tonight we're allowed to be animals, or tonight we can be messy.
It's amazing what happens when you give your body permission to let go before you start. This really changes the container to feel more safe to like actually explore this kind of newness.
Yeah.
Way that naming
And you
what
can also
makes it safer. And like, okay, we're all on board here. This is great. Your mind can stop like
one
for danger.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so I really feel like giving yourselves permission starting to like make a sound that you're holding back, or doing that first practice we talked about where you're actually exaggerating some sex noises, like all of those things are going to help you loosen up in terms of sound. And I want to address that these exercises can go beyond sound. So I want to talk about like some primal micro moves, right? So one primal micro move might be grab your partner's hips and like pull them in, right? Or maybe bite their shoulder lightly, you know, maybe with consent, pin them gently for 5 seconds. Or maybe you're going to make direct eye contact and just breathe a little bit louder.
And it's funny because like that last one, the eye contact, I know that can sometimes be the scariest for all people. Like that feels the most revealing, making that intense eye contact. But all of these,
Mm-hmm.
we're calling them micro moves. Like to me, these would all be very impactful if they were done slowly and with intention. That would have a huge, huge feeling in a great way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tiny moves, big impact. Big impact.
So.
Yeah.
So, we've had a lot of fun here, but let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Our top takeaway today is that primal sex means unpolished sex with natural breathing, natural movements, natural sounds, and natural feelings.
And laughter does not mean you ruined the mood. It means your body is releasing energy, releasing shame, and allowing you to be the human animal that you are.
And that's all for today's episode. So, next up in our Play Foundations arc this season, we're going to explore how shared adventure is one of the fastest ways to build connection and desire in your relationship. So, tune into episode 3, which drops on March 1st.
And if you want a little bit of a more playful structure in your intimacy, you can always download my free incremental intimacy bingo game. You can also download my spicy games, also free. Links will be in the show notes.
And if you're wanting to expand your touch and pleasure foundations, you can always check out our Pussy Whispering for Couples online courses, also in the show notes.
Yeah. And if you specifically want to work on this primal, definitely check out my March 20th workshop. All right. So, all right, lovers, go make one sound you've been holding back. Go laugh if you need to. Go be a little animal.
And we'll see you next time on Quickies with Angela and Caity.